All right, let's find the force of gravity between the Earth and the Sun. So what you probably would have done in the past, don't write this down. What you would have done in the past is do this, Fg equals mg. We can't do that because that only works for objects sitting on the surface of planets. The moon is, or the sun is not on the surface of the Earth, so you can't use that equation. We need to use a new one. The new equation we're going to use is the equation that we've been given. Where'd all my things go? Whatever. And that is this one. Fg equals big G m1 m2 over d squared. Okay, so let's plug the numbers in where they go. We've got a lot of them listed already. So big G is given at the bottom of the page. Now, it's kind of hard to see. There is a negative sign there. Some people have told me that's a little hard to see. On the test, I'll make it more noticeable so that you can find it easier. But that is to the negative 11th power. Okay? So that's just worth mentioning when you plug it in. So when I'm setting up my equation, and again, I'm just plugging the numbers in right now. Fg equals big G, which is 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11th. Again, that's just given in the equations at the bottom of the page. M1 is one of my masses. It does not matter which one it is. I'm going to use the sun's mass. 1.99 times 10 to the 30th. Okay. Times mass 2, which we'll use the Earth's mass as mass 2. 5.98 times 10 to the 24th. Divided by the distance between them squared. The distance between them is 1.496 times 10 to the 11th. And that whole thing is squared just because it says so in the problem. Now, this is usually the point where I say, okay, the rest of it's just algebra, and I let you work on the practice. The rest of it is just algebra, but you're probably not used to doing numbers that are this big. Okay? If I gave you 3 times 10 to the 5th, you would turn it into a regular number, which would be 300,000, and you'd solve. Piece of cake. You can plug these numbers into your calculator, some of them, but if you want to plug this into your calculator, you would type 199,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000, scientific notation in our calculator. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And not only am I going to show you how to do it, I'm going to show you how to do it on lots of calculators. So we're going to break this problem down into parts. The first part I'm going to do is just to multiply the two top numbers together. Okay? I'm just going to multiply these two top numbers together. So I'm going to take 1.99 times 10 to the 30th times 5.98 times 10 to the 24th. Now, this is a scientific notation number. I cannot just put, 5.98 times 10 power 24. I can't do that because it won't always work that way. If you do this, your calculator thinks you're doing math. You're not doing math. You're putting in scientific notation. You're putting in a number, just a number. So how do I do that? First things first, if you have a graphing calculator or you have a TI calculator, so if you have one like this, or you have a graphing calculator, okay, graphing calculators You have, nope. You have one like, nope. Yep, one like this. Okay, one like this. Or you have one like it. Yeah. I don't know where the other one is. Like this. Yeah. Oh, you have Satan's calculator.
Why is it called Satan's calculator?
Oh, because it's horrible. I'll show you how to work it. It'll work. Anyway. Oh, genius. Or one of these. Put it in one of these. But one of these. Okay. If you have a TI, here's how you put it in your calculator. You do 1.99. Instead of hitting times 10, you're looking for a button on your calculator that's two capital E's next to each other. It looks like this. It is almost always above the 7. It's only for TIs. Casios don't have this. You're looking for this button. If it's a little button above the button, you'll have to hit second EE. It'll make something like this on your calculator. It'll make a little E here. That is scientific notation. You don't need to hit times 10. Don't do that. You don't need to hit a power. Don't do that. Just put the number 30. Okay? Now you do math. Times. Okay? Times. 5.98. Here's my times 10. 24 equals, you get this. 1.19. Now I'm going to save this in my calculator. If you don't know how to do that and you would like to learn how, I can show you. But you don't have to save it. You can just write the number down on your paper. If you're rounding, this number is rounded. If you're rounding, make sure you're showing all of your steps because your answer will be different than mine. So if you're rounding, make sure to show me all your steps. All right, that's how you do it on a TI calculator.
I don't think my calculator does that.
It does. Yep. See? So 1.99. Get that EE. Okay, now put 30. Now do times 5.98. And then you get. I need a Casio. All right, someone else got a Casio? Else got a Casio? No, this is safe.
It's not an answer.
None of you have it. Okay, good. If you have a Casio, you're looking for a button at the bottom probably that says times 10x. Okay? Times 10x. You may have a button that says EXP, but you're probably looking for a button that says times 10x. So you would put it in like this. Okay? You would put it in like so. 1.99. Hit that times 10x button here at the bottom. Okay? There it is, times 10. Great. Then you put in the power, 30 times, okay, 5.98. Hit that times 10x, 24. Same thing. Now, be careful, because you might be saying to yourself, hey, Mr. B, why do I need to use that one at the bottom? There's one right here. Don't use it! No! Don't do that one. This is not times 10x, this is 10x. This is logarithms. You don't want logarithms. Okay? You didn't like logarithms when you did it in math. Don't do them now when you don't have to. Okay? Some Casios may, instead of having that, they may have this. EXP. EXP works the same way. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to keep going. I'm going to show you one more time. Tristan, I'm going to get to you in a second on Satan's calculator. Did you figure it out? Here's the suggestion and hint on Satan's calculator. Put parentheses around everything. Because when you divide, it'll frequently go, ah, and give you the wrong answer. Okay? So that's why I call it Satan's calculator, because it doesn't know what it's doing when it divides. All right, let's do the next step. The next step is to square the bottom. Okay? So I'm going to square 1.496 times 10 to the 11th. 1.496 times 10 to the 11th squared. And I'm going to put it in just like that on my calculator. 1.496. Second EE. There's my times 10. 11th. Hit the square button. There's the number. 2.238. I'll round it to 2.24 times 10 to the 22nd. Yeah, I'll just put 238. Okay? New colored marker, I choose you. Now, we need to combine the top and the bottom. So, here is my top number, 1.19 times 10 to the 55th, divided by the bottom number. When I squared it, I got this, 2.238 times 10 to the 22nd. Now, I told you I've been storing these numbers in my calculator. That's going to make this next part for me easier. I don't have to type out the whole thing. I'm just going to use the numbers that are already in my calculator. Again, if you want to learn how to do that, I can show you how to do it easily. Not all calculators can do this, but most calculators worth their salt can do it. So there's my first number divided by my second number. Gave me this, 5.317 times 10 to the 32nd. All right, almost done. All that's left is to multiply my pink circle by the 6.67. All I got to do is finish it up. Okay? 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11th times this number I just got. 5.32 times 10 to the 32nd. Okay? 6.67. Make sure you use the negative sign here. Negative 11 times, and I'm going to use my answer button. This answer uses what I just got. Here's your final answer. 3.55 times 10 to the 22nd. If you get a number that's slightly bigger, 3.57, or slightly smaller, 3.52, as long as you show your work, I will know why your number is not the same as mine. If you don't show all your work, you had best not round, because I'm not going to know why your answer is wrong. You might say to yourself, hey, Mr. B, I don't need to do all these steps. I'll just plug it into my calculator at once. That's awesome. Great. Go for it. That's fine. You might say to yourself, hey, Mr. B, why don't I just multiply all three together at once? That's fine. Go for it. You might say, hey, why can't I divide this at the same time? That's fine. All of that is fine. Just be careful with what you're doing math-wise. If you did not get this number, make sure you let me know when I come around. So, here's what